Okay, let's pitch. Next stop, Farina. Okay, Farina now will have access to the slides. And all of us, please, let's turn off our cameras. All of us, let's turn off our cameras. So we will only have the person who is pitching with the camera on. And also we will have the timer on once that person starts pitching.
So Charlene, do you want to, you should have control of your slides now.
1 second, guys. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot and then I'll let you know when he can get started. All right, 1, 2, 3, shot. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. I missed out. I'll do that again. 1, 2. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, shot. Oh. 1, 2, 3, shot. Cool, thanks for that, guys. Whenever you guys get started, then I'll start the timer.
So click on the screen and then one, yeah.
We have generated 6.3 billion tonnes of plastic waste. After our best efforts, 5 billion tonnes of plastic waste remain in landfill or polluting our environment. Every year we create 660,000 tonnes to this burden. Next. In the city, next.
One of the contributing problems to our waste issue is single-use plastic utensils. We all are aware of the impact it has on our environment, but why do we still use it? It's because it's convenient, disposable, and affordable. Next. And recently, there has been an increase in the use of plastic utensils with COVID due to food deliveries and hygiene issues. Next.
Our team name is Farina. It means flower in Italian. Our aim is to cooperate with the restaurants to produce reusable cutlery to build up a stronger relationship with different farming industries. Firstly, how are we going to solve it? We believe the use of noodle can be a great commercial branding tactic to create a stronger incentive. We decided to modify noodle to make cutleries or containers for restaurants, especially for takeaway, expanding on pre-existing design of noodle straws into an environmental campaign. Therefore, our target market will mainly be restaurants who provide takeaway. The customers can also experience different flavors of dishes by preparing their favorite cutlery as meal. Moreover, the wasted cutlery will be transformed into fertilizers made from crops from our vegan noodles. We can use that to allocate industries to buy it and sell them to farming industry. We can sell them with a cheaper price. It is important in terms of promoting environmental protection while also create a better economic cycle.
In the city of Sydney alone, more than 36 million pieces of plastic cutlery waste is generated in takeaway and delivery services alone. 15% take-up of our solution will prevent 5.5 million pieces of plastic burden. Our solution will cost restaurants 60 cents per set. Next. Next. Whilst substantially more than a restaurant pays for plastic cutlery, it will save the government $3.50 in landfill costs alone. Next.
We are going to gain awareness from the public through social media campaigns and give restaurants a We're Proudly Plastic Cutlery Free sticker that they could put inside their store. Next. Meet our team. We are a group of diverse, skilled women with skills and experience in design, accounting, and marketing, all sharing a passion for sustainability. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, team. We're really well done. So now let's give time to judges to come and ask you some questions. Who would like to go first?
I'm happy to go first. So it's Pippa speaking. Apologies, I couldn't quite hear what the actual cutlery was made of. There was, with the music, I missed what the actual composition of the solution was.
It's made of a vegan noodle.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a question, Evelyn here? So how would you distribute this? How do you get it to where it is to be used?
So we would like to cooperate with restaurants, and those restaurants will be making those noodles, and then put it into the molds and be part of the menu as a commercial branding.
Yes, thank you. Professor Ambi, do you have any questions for the team?
Not really. I'm okay.
Can I just add, sorry, Evelyn, just further to your question, essentially the idea is that we would use social media as a mechanism to get interest. We would get sufficient interest amongst social media such that we would then be able to go to takeaway stores and essentially say to them, look, we've got, say, 500 people that want this option. And then we would be able to package and send out in something like mushroom cardboard, like say enough of 300 sets. And I sort of think that that might be enough to last them a month. If they're getting around sort of 5 orders a day, then that, because we would assume that there'd be 2 sets per order, then that would, 300 in a box would be enough to last them a month. And we would distribute that to them in this cardboard box with no packaging, with very clear instructions about how, which we would set them up with. Each takeaway would set up with them very clear instructions about how they'd have to actually take, they'd have to wear gloves, and the process of dispensing it in a sanitized way out of our packaging and into the takeaway boxes.
But how would you get it to the point of delivery? So because you have all of these sets somewhere and they need to get into the catering facilities.
Yeah, so our thinking at the moment, we need to evolve that a little bit more, but we need some technical expertise around packaging. But our thinking at the moment is that it would be packaged into a box. So we'd make it at a factory. We'd engage with a factory. We'd get them to go through the proper processes of manufacturing a pre-designed, so we'd need to get a pre-designed piece of pasta. That would manufacture.
My point is not packaging. My point is, will you load this onto trucks who will go onto the roads to add to the pollution of our air and the noise in our streets, or do you have another clever solution?
We don't have that. We haven't got that part worked out yet.
Thank you very much, team. Like, yeah, very challenging questions, but yeah, so you did well.
Yeah,
thank
fantastic.
You.
Thanks.
Thank you. So now we can go with the next team. Maybe Sophia can give them control of their slides. And remember, we will have the photo of the team. So I'll just go away. So I remember only the team who is pitching needs to have their cameras on. Thank you.
May, so go back into the holding slide. And as soon as you click onto the first one, James will start the timer. Oop. Okay. Do you want me to? Yeah, perfect.
Oh, I forgot to turn my cam on. Is that okay?
Do you want to turn it on? Give me a second. I'll wait, don't touch the screen. Okay. Now you should turn your camera on. Yeah.
Okay, everyone ready for their shot? In 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for that.
Sorry, we missed Lena. Can we do that, please?
Let's do it again. All right. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
May, you should be able to click on the screen again and control it.
Yep, I can now.
Yeah, so go back to the holding one. Yeah, perfect. So whenever you're ready.
Wait, can I check if our video work first?
No, May, sorry, you need to start with your presentation now. The time for testing
Oh,
already passed.
There should be you'll have the start button at the bottom of your.
Yeah, it is working because Sophia tested, so no worries about that. All right.
okay. So yeah, let's start now. Hi everyone, I'm May from Zero Waste. Today we're gonna present to you an app, Zero Waste, that's gonna help you save money and reduce food waste. So first of all, let's meet Danola. She is a typical woman in her early 20s. She's very conscious of health and sustainability. She wants to cook for herself, but cooking a single portion meal is expensive. Many ingredients she buys are never used and are thrown away. Danola is not alone. There are many people like her who have the same problems. In fact, food waste is a big problem of our modern society. According to Australian Bureau of Statistics, we are wasting roughly 7 million tons of food every year. And to tackle that problem, our team aimed to develop an app that help prevent wasteful consumption of food in the first place. We know that there are already apps that aim to solve the same problems. They have very interesting features like sharing food with your neighbors and reminding you when the food expires and so on. But our solution is different. We realize the root of the problem stems from wasteful habits. To make long-term change, we need to make change to our habits. Therefore, with our app, have to start it. Oh no.
So go to the hover. Yeah, can you see the start button?
Okay. So with our app, we aim to make it easier for people to record their food items using machine learning to analyze their consumption patterns and provide them insights as well as positive reinforcement in saving food. Yep. When doing research, we have conducted a quick research on 11 people. 75% of them respond that they want to change their consumption habit. 60% would like to use the app, and 20% would like to pay for the app. And for the market, we estimated that our target customer are around 800,000 potential zero waste user. And by cost and revenue, we estimated our revenue to be around $4 million a year, and the cost is estimated to be 150,000. That is the average startup cost for an app development. So in our future roadmap, we're gonna spend the first 3 months securing funding and mentors. Next, we're gonna do prototyping, and then we're gonna launch it and gonna have some form of review, reevaluate, and growth plan.
Thank you very much, May, for your presentation. Sorry, the 3 minutes are over, but you did really well. So no worries about that. So now we will have the judges Q&A.
Maybe I'll ask a question. Now this app development, so how often they have to use the app? So every time when they purchase the food, they need to use the app, is it? Can you run through that, please?
Yeah.
You can explain verbally, yeah.
Here, the app demo. Yes, the only thing you need to do is to scan the receipt.
You just scan the receipt. That's all, is it? Okay.
But also then when you consume food
Yeah.
to waste, you'd have to go onto the app again. So, and that, from a user perspective, you could do that on a weekly basis if you want to. It just depends on how much you want to learn about your own habits. So it's up to the user.
Right. And you did mention about sharing with the next door neighbor. What does that mean? How do you couple that?
So the sharing with the next door neighbor is an app a service that already exists. So that would be phase 2 of our product roadmap, that we'd like to integrate that as a circular economy solution, that you can just take a photo of the food that you're expiring, or you're going on holidays and you're not going to be able to eat, right? And your people who are also on that app in your neighborhood will go, hey, I'd like to pick that up, and then you come pick it up. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've got a question to follow as well. So just in terms of the functionality of the app, does it therefore give you a recommendation based on your receipts and then your submitted information that if you go to make a similar purchase again, that you wouldn't need as much to buy? Is that how it's the functionality of it's working?
That's the intention with the machine, that as you put the data in, it would learn that you probably don't need to buy as much quantity wise, so therefore reducing your food bill and also your food waste.
And it would give you those recommendations through the app?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the intention.
Yeah.
I haven't, maybe, yeah, it is a question. I did research into this sort of stuff 30 years ago, before apps even existed. And we looked at the food chain and see where you can find the leverage in order to make the food chain healthier for people. Because individuals buying stuff are only at one end of the food chain, and then there's the primary producers at the other end. So where do you find leverage? And I'm wondering, for your idea, which is lovely, is there any kind of feedback loop to create synergies with the suppliers, with supermarkets, with do they see what patterns people start to behave like?
So I love your idea there, because that was part of our thinking for phase 2. Like we couldn't build it into the first thing of just getting a food waste app out there to collect the data. But the idea would be then it would then flow that data back into like Woolworths or Coles, so they could even have that advanced knowledge of demand forecasting, that these consumers are not going to be purchasing as much next time.
Yeah.
So definitely that was phase 2 of our thinking of where we could grow and scale.
That's right.
Okay.
Because one of the issues around food waste is that packaging is not suitable for individuals. It's suitable for families.
Correct. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Team Zero Waste and judges for the questions. Very, very interesting. So let's try with next team.
I just need to change.
Yeah. Wonderful. We have a garden. So maybe we have the full team for the first. I will disappear.
Just double checking that you can see. Ooh, screen. Just a second. Sorry, guys.
All right, is that everyone?
Yep, that's right. 3 of us.
Okay, great. Countdown to the shot. 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful.
Awesome.
All right, John, I'll give you control. Just give me a second. And you should have control right now.
Awesome. Yep, I do. Awesome. Well, I'll start. Hi, founders. Welcome to UNSW, Where You Garden. I want to start off with 3 problems. The first, a rise in mental health issues arising from COVID-19, a lack of green space that's not lawn or trees at UNSW, and an increase in food and general waste on campus. Our solution is this.
A community garden that allows students to collaborate together to grow crops and repurpose their food waste. Our team is uniquely equipped to provide the solution due to our previous experience and diversity of thought. Our solution would repurpose rebar and old street signs to create a community urban garden and would include features such as an automated irrigation system and solar panel in order to reduce the maintenance required for our product. We would also include amenities such as a basic table, light, and solar panel to increase the collaboration quality of the space. And in conjunction with that, we would also include easy to follow video tutorials to help students start, grow, and maintain their own plot, facilitated by a QR code, and also provide accessible, downloadable information on how their plot is doing.
We conducted interviews and surveys on current university students and found 3 key insights. And firstly, that college students miss having their own garden at home. There is also a rise of mental health issues from the COVID-19 pandemic. There is also less connection and a lower sense of communication between UNSW, colleges, individuals, and faculties. Meet Sarah. She is a science undergraduate who is living in Kensington College. Her key frustrations is that she finds it difficult to meet people from new and different colleges, and she finds herself spending way too much time indoors with her windowsill plants slowly dying. From this, we have created 2 user journeys focusing on the individual and faculty experience. In terms of the individual user journey, it focuses on UGarden supporting mental health programs and community projects. So she is able to sign up with a friend and together grow their own produce and compost their waste. The faculty user journey for the School of Biological Earth and Environmental Sciences benefits students' learning experience. Here, John the tutor books his plot for his course, Bio 2051, and informs his students about a new hands-on learning experience via Moodle. The class enjoys a nice change working outdoors. We then talk about the end of life for UGarden and look at the opportunities to reclaim materials and reuse old street signs into chairs and having students sell their produce to campus cafes. In terms of scalability, this includes expanding to other universities in the cities, third-party student accommodation like UrbNest and coffee shops.
We've done a very extensive cost and revenue analysis, which has shown how viable our project is. With UGarden, we can reactivate urban space at UNSW. Thank you.
Thank you very much, team, for your pitch. It was excellent. Let's listen now to the judges' Q&A.
I've got a question, so I'm happy to go first if that's okay. In terms of people using this as a facility to compost, how would they be planning to bring that waste to this area? Are there areas that people, I mean, as a personal experience, I use share waste, but it's not a great experience having to carry, you know, these bins around with weeks of composted food. So are there facilities to clean those out or to store them? And obviously just the usability of bringing those elements onto campus.
That's a great question. We have experience with contractors such as Remondis and others that take care of trash, and they are extremely open to diverting trash away from, especially food waste, away from the landfill that they usually take it to. We would source the trash from individuals and partner with Remondis and these other waste management facilities to take care of the trash until it's ready to be used in a particular garden. So really, we're not sourcing directly from the individual. We're making use of waste management facilities that really want to get rid of it themselves.
Great.
Yeah, I could ask a question there. So are you planning to have this throughout the year or only during the term time?
So the great part about this particular design is that it's very easy to put together, take apart, and also flat pack. So storage throughout the year, if it's decided that the space can be used in another way, is very, very simple.
Okay.
On top of that, we're using mostly reclaimed materials from construction projects on UNSW's campus, as well as we've been exploring using milk cartons, the plastic milk cartons, and combining that with calcium carbonate to produce a hardened plastic so that it's durable outdoors. But the idea is that we want a very flexible way to activate dead space. And of course, if the space reactivates, we need to, this would be designed in such a way that we could remove it and store it appropriately.
Okay, thank you.
I have a comment. So the pitch and the little vignettes that you showed us were really about individuals getting joy out of this and dealing with their mental health. have you considered how to bring in the entire community?
Yes. So,
sorry, Calvin, you can take that.
oh, sure. Yeah. So,
John, do you want to go back to the slides where it shows that?
Yeah, I will.
And Calvin, you want to take it away?
yeah. So, just while John brings up that slide, the way that we want to get the community involved is through societies on campus. Our revenue model is actually designed in such a way that the more people you bring together to collaborate on your plot, the cheaper it becomes per person. We also want to get university faculty involved, such as professors, to start using these plots in their actual coursework. And we actually found a UNSW course that's running next term, I believe, Taylor, that could leverage this solution.
Yeah, it's called Flowering Plants under Bio 2051.
Thank you very much, team. That was really good. That was really good, and thank you very much for the judges' questions. Super interesting and insightful. So let's go with the next team.
All right. If you all want to turn your cameras on so we can take a photo. I think there's there we go.
Wow, you guys are all in the same room. Maybe one camera on and just all of you guys standing together might work.
That's so funny. I also would like a photo like this.
All right, cool. Did you want to photobomb this one, Ambi? Oh, it's gone. All right, cool. All right, in 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. Look at that. Funky poses. Thanks, guys.
Good start.
Ashwin, I'll give you control of the screen.
Yep, muted. Can you sweet? Ready? Hi. Comfort. What did you do with your lunch waste today? 35% of food scraps inside a red bin goes to the landfill. This, in turn, creates no new salt. Instead, a methane is produced, which is 28 times more potent than the CO2 as greenhouse gas. This is acknowledged as paying for waste. The current solutions that we have is a central compost and energy facility and a home compost that every individual has. The barriers to current system are time, knowledge, space, and the lack of motivation to the community.
As ComFood, we are a non-for-profit organization that offer a system and a platform to get the benefits of ecological home composting, but build community at the same time. Take me, Christina. I am a single mom, time poor, but a lot of veggie waste. And my worms keep dying on the balcony. So I want to sign up for ComFood because it would be so much easier if I could compost together with my community. However, there is none. So I decided to start one for my apartment building, talking to my neighbors. And the city of Sydney donates us a free bin and a monitor so we can see when our compost is actually ready to donate. And it's super easy with all the information on ComFood homepage.
Now, myself as a business owner, I can register to provide Christina and other sustainable civilians with boxes which I have pre-used. Now, these boxes can be used as surprise gifts, which Christina can give out to her mates to just grow out. Yeah.
Thank you. So with the seeds I've got here, I will give it to my friend for Christmas, and she can grow her own healthy food with the soil I made for her. So this the website at ComFood gives her detailed instructions of how to take care of her plant. And after some weeks, she knows she had parsley.
So I'm the council. Oh, great. Christina just registered. I could put it on the data map.
oh, what's even better is I could tell Christina actually how much money that she spent to landfill actually goes back to investing in the community. And it gives feedback also back into the developers on how do you develop the city. So we have data science on how do you open governance going to scraps, not just as waste, but as resources, also less waste and space efficiency.
Our potential partners include sharewaste.org, Join Compost Revolution, and Grow It Local, who have done fantastic work in this field, and we are very excited to work with them. Our project timeline is divided into 4 phases, which you can talk about more in our Q&A session if you're interested. And a couple of recent challenges include potential pushback from the waste disposal companies, but we want to treat them as collaborators instead of us as a replacement. Here is our budget, and this is why you should join the gift economy, because we want to grow soil, not landfills. Corn food.
Grow soil.
Thank you very much, team. Super engaging presentation, really well done. So now let's go with the judges' Q&A, please.
Let me start. This is great, and it's almost a triple pitch, isn't it? So you pitch it to us, but you also clearly pitch it to your own friends. But what's your council pitch exactly? How do you think politicians might be attracted to this?
It's really funny because council at the moment is only 10% processing all the wastes. So 90% they're actually outsourcing to other businesses. And I mean, after COVID and all these business grants, community grants, you could get different kind of fundings and also open governance partnership. They're really interested in this kind of green projects that really generate from the community governance. Yeah.
Also, councils right now under their model in which they collect all of the green waste, send it to a central processing plant, they actually have to buy back all of that compost from the private company, and that is costing the council money as well. So if we provide them with this model in which the people are generating their own compost, which can be used in community gardens, personal gardens, and in the suburb in general. So that is more of a inclusive government model in which the council and the community work hand in hand to develop a sustainable living space.
Yeah, and we looked through the strategies for waste management as well as the community composting guidelines they already have in place. So we would fit to basically implement all they're aiming to achieve, and obviously would adjust our pitch to council.
Maybe I could ask you a question then. You know, a lot of households, they themselves make some compost themselves. The way you are doing, they are doing it themselves. Are you suggesting that this is for those who are not doing it themselves, that you are providing a solution? Is that the idea?
Yes, because if I don't know how to do it, I live in an apartment, maybe I don't have much space, I can join a community compost hub. Like there are some around, but they're not connected yet and not supported yet, even not with local businesses.
Okay.
And we're also partnering with Shareways and all these community already doing it. And then we could using the IT platform to power them and strengthen the whole system.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
And who would be responsible for the management of these community sites? Has that been factored into your budgeting, or is that something that's voluntary that comes from the community itself?
That has been put into our budgeting as well, but every city and the city council has a community gardens and volunteer coordinator who you can see over here. So contacting the community garden and volunteer coordinator is actually in phase 1 of our project timeline. Furthermore, we are looking for volunteers throughout the community, people who are engaged in such activities. So say for my own community, Chippendale, it would be Michael Mobbs, who is very interested in this field. And I would think that Michael as a volunteer would be interested in such activities.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Thank you very much, team.
Managers or, yeah.
Wonderful. That was really good. Thank you very much, and really well done answering those challenging questions. Let's choose listen the next team.
Hi, just tell me when to start.
Yeah, we'll just get a photo of your team first.
Guys, everyone put on your cameras.
All right, is that everyone?
There should be 5 of us.
There are 5 indeed. Okay. And in 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. Got those pearly whites. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Kiara, I'm gonna give you control.
Do I just start when I change it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Just make sure it works first.
Yeah. Okay. Is that working? Okay. Tell me when. Okay.
Whenever you start.
We imagine a world where we don't have to feel guilty for everything we do. We want to see the City of Sydney have a reduced carbon footprint with minimal waste. We want to start a revolution of change, a revolution from the cradle to the grave. We are the C Lab, a group from the education, engineering, architecture, science, and business sectors. Let's meet Mary, a 25-year-old mother to a 4-month-old baby living in the Sydney CBD. Mary regularly uses disposable nappies out of convenience to attend to her baby's needs. Every day, Mary goes through about 8 nappies, throwing them straight into her mixed waste. Mary is becoming increasingly concerned about her environmental impact. Let's take a deep dive into the problem. Currently, it takes 150 years for a traditional disposable nappy to decompose. Alternatives of biodegradable nappies aren't much better, taking 50 years to decompose. In the City of Sydney, 220 million nappies end up in landfill each year. According to Google Trends, over the past 12 months, the phrase reusable nappies has appeared in searches 1,749 times in Australia. There is a need. That's where we come in. Introducing Bear Tots, an entirely home compostable nappy liner alternative made from and for the environment. We envision a subscription-based model to generate our revenue. Customers can purchase our products via our website according to their child's needs. They will then receive their liners through our sustainable shipment process. These liners can be placed into our partner brands' cloth diapers, such as Bear and Boho. After use, the liner and the excretion can be home composted. We will also be partnering with Share Waste, which connects our customers with other people's home composts. Our direct competitors are the brands Tom Organic and Eco Originals, which offer biodegradable nappies. Our indirect competitors are Huggies and Cloth Baby, which feature other nappy alternatives. Currently, we are conducting customer research. Just this morning, we conducted a survey to determine our customers' and users' needs. We also determined this morning that our product will cost about $8 per unit to produce in Australia. Our plan is to then raise funds and create a prototype to hopefully release early next year. Our long-term plan is to scale up our impact by creating incentive-based collection bins placed in local popular hotspots. This will allow us to large-scale convert our waste into fertilizer, which can then be sold to farmers for use in the production process again, for us to then create the cycle, completing the circular economy circle for ourselves. Together, we can reduce the pressure on our landfills and minimize our carbon footprint. We are looking for you to invest in your future by investing in us, the C Lab.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, team. That was perfect timing as well. So let's bring the judges so they can start asking you questions.
Can I start? I see a problem with the yuck factor.
Okay, so to address this, we've spoken to many of our mentors, and the only thing, it's yuck, it's gross, but it's normal, it's natural, and we just need to remove that stigma. Okay, there are so many resources that we haven't tapped into, and as our economy is, we're using all of our resources, we need to tap into new levels and creating new circular economy, and this is a way we can do it. Yes, it's yuck, but there's no different from what people are doing at the moment. You're still changing a nappy, you're still changing a diaper, there's no difference there. You're still placing it into a bin. This way you're placing it into a home compost bin rather than just a regular trash can.
I had many questions, but I'm going to narrow it down to one. So I think one of your lead statistics or reasons for this product's need was the search of reusable nappies.
Yep.
How is a compostable product fitting in to resolve that problem of a reused product? And I guess taking into consideration that this is really to look to reduce carbon footprints, how has that been addressed to ascertain, the carbon element of these compostables versus what would be of a reusable nappy?
So we see it more as a transitional period. It is an extreme change for people to just go straight from a disposable nappy to a reusable cloth diaper. So it's kind of a transitional period. And we're using partnerships such as you can see on the screen, which is Bear and Boho, which have entirely cloth nappies. And basically you'd put the compostable liner in the middle of that for the child and just remove that bit and compost that.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Do we have any questions from Professor Ambi?
I would just like to just explain a little bit more about why we think it's compostable. So if Kiara could just go to the ingredients page, it is made of agriculture products. So the lining will be made of cornstarch and cellulose fiber, which will be the outer layer. And then the absorbent layer would be made of cellulose fluff. So this is directly from a research paper, which has not been commercialized yet. And when this is implemented into the lining, this can compose within a period of 3 to 6 months and can be used in various purposes. So it can obviously be used to provide nutrients to the soil and can also be used as manure and can be provided back to the farmers. So it's like we go in a loop, we take some product from one industry, we help the other industry, and we just keep going in cycle without having to deal with the waste which is dumped in the land.
Wonderful. Let's listen to Professor Ambi, who has a question for you.
Yeah, just a quick question. You may not have already done the liner. How much will it cost to make one small liner?
Yeah, so we currently have costs in Australia at the moment.
Yeah.
Is that we've got it at $8 per unit, but that's obviously only for a prototype. We're hoping to minimize costs and partner with outsourcing with some other organizations that have the same ethical and sustainable considerations as us.
To bring the cost down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, team. You did really well. Like super interesting of the idea. So let's listen to the next team, please. Thank you.
All right. Is it just the three of you?
Yes.
Awesome. Ambi, if I can just ask you to please turn off the
sorry.
camera if you can.
So I tend to forget.
All good. All right. In 3, 2, 1, smile. I might take that again. I think we had a couple of blinks. Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
All right, Ananya, I'm going to give you control.
Thank you.
You should have it now.
So hi everyone, we're Gobster, and the problem that we're addressing is glass, the part that's going to landfills and what's being stockpiled because there's no way to go. So glass is on the top of the list when it comes to banned items for export in terms of recycling, and we thought that that's something that we should deal with first. So why it's a problem is because it's taking up space, people are getting fined, and it's leaching into our environment. What we can do to help the process of recycling is segregate at the consumer level. Our solution is to create a system which brings together existing services and products, which we're bringing together through a sharing economy and through the process of gamification to make recycling fun. Our target demographic is a family with children in primary school, and we have two personas, both who are interested in their way of caring for the environment. So our product is a glass crusher, which is going to be crushing the glass at the consumer level. The 4 different colors designate the glass that goes into the different bins. And we are going to pair it with a campaign which is catered towards young kids because they are going to be the generation shift and are the ones who are going to create an impact in the future. So this is just a quick user journey about how it's going to be used. It is tied to an app so that we have a feedback loop, and it tells the user about how much they're recycling, what they're earning, as well as interesting facts and the ability to track where it's going after being recycled. This is just a rough model of our circular economy. And our impact is the most important would be to address the export ban on glass, make recycling fun, and have a system that can be easily adapted to regional areas because they're going to need help with recycling as it's an imminent problem. Our stakeholders, we have a list of varied stakeholders and quite a few, so it's going to be a challenge to get them all together in the system. We acknowledge that it's a wicked problem, but this is just the initial stage and it would be refined further. There are people who are currently doing things similar to what we plan, but they're not taking broken glass or crushing on site. Crushing on site reduces transport costs, which also reduces carbon footprint. The next stage is about scaling. So we would like the machine to be clear so that you could see the process about it, as well as future possibilities where it could be expanded to supermarkets, business centers, healthcare, and after Sydney, regional New South Wales. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your pitch, and sorry for the confusion with the audio. So really well done, team. Let's bring the judges. Let's ask to come and ask you some questions, please.
Maybe I just ask a question on that. So you did mention that the glass are collected and you're giving a feedback to the home how much they have earned. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you do that? What do you do? How do you communicate with them? Through an app?
Yeah, so you're going to just tap the smartphone on the bin. And then once you crush the bottles, you're going to tap your phone again so that your session has ended and all the records go to the app. So it's the amount you've recycled, what you've earned, also about how much you've saved from going to the landfill. So fun facts like that, because it's an educational program as well. So we kind of want people to know what's happening when you recycle and not for it to be a secondary thing that you do. We want recycling to be the main task.
Giving feedback is good. Yeah. Thank you.
And what would happen if you get contaminated bottles going into this? So a lot of bottles can often be coated or have additional inks put into them. So would you only be collecting, obviously, the 3 color schemes? Like, how would you be communicating that to people?
Yes, so it would be pure glass. Labels and all are fine because it is going to be cleaned after that. So this is just the crushing site. It would go to another factory or a processing plant where it's going to be cleaned and treated. But we're not going to be handling that because we want to outsource these different tasks. And then the cleaned pure glass called cullet, that's going to be the product that we sell again to our customers.
Can I ask how you tie this in with issues around social norm and people wanting to contribute to balanced ecosystems?
That's why we are targeting the children in schools, because they're being taught this in school and they're very proactive about kind of following that up. So that's why we want to start with placing these bins in schools and then expanding later. But it also starts with parents who are already pro recycling, because they're the ones who are kind of going to be taking it with their kids to recycle and then showing them what the statistics are after that. But that's what our campaign is about as well. So our branding is towards that. We want to create something, an icon that's easily recognizable, which kind of through social media and the right partnerships kind of takes it to the next level.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, team. And yeah, we'll make sure that we follow you on Instagram. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really cool. Yeah, let's listen to the next team, please.
Okay.
All right, is that everyone?
Have we got everyone's videos?
No,
How many?
there's
5.
3 others. They just need to turn their video on.
Or 5 people?
Oh, there. Yeah, 5.
Yep.
There we go.
5. Number 5 is alive. All right, let's do it. In 3, 2, 1. Smile. Beautiful work, guys. Beautiful smiles. Thank you.
All right, Shalini, I will give you control.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will start now. So, hi, we are Region Loop, and we want to bring nature back into your lives. Since the pandemic, we've had to adapt to new working environments, and we've realized that we need to alter our living spaces to be more suitable for our personal and working lives. Apologies, it's going forward. Can I go backwards? Okay, I will just, yeah.
So use your arrows on your keyboard.
Okay. Apologies for that. So we have 90% of time is being spent indoors in much, much smaller places, and that disconnect is affecting our well-being. It's been hard working from home. There's a high flux of renters in Sydney, there's a hassle of moving, there's a lack of space, there's messy watering systems, so it's really hard to invest in home gardens. Currently, each year, Australians spend up to $3 billion on garden supplies. Over 50% of people grow their own food in Australia, actually. And data shows that another 13% intend to start. So we believe that green walls have the potential to solve this problem. Our product is a space-efficient modular system integrating a hassle-free irrigation system that is suitable for rental spaces. Having plants has also shown to improve our mental health and well-being. At Regen Loop, we care about our customers' unique living space, so we're offering customizable designs that are curated to their needs. We will partner with local plastic recyclers to source the plastic we'll use in our products that are 3D printed in-house, and partnering with local garden suppliers to provide our customers essential garden products. To close that material loop, we'll have a return collection program with the local garden shops to offer local pickups to customers. With our material and manufacturing cost of $23 and our sale price is $45 per module, and we will generate a 50% profit margin. By making our product to order, we eliminate that further waste material. And by partnering with ethical and sustainable suppliers, we can assure that our supply system remains circular. Our focus is transparency, and our QR code tracking system will show our customers the journey of our materials. We plan to reduce 80% of water use in gardening in Australia and divert 200,000 plastic bottles from landfills by our second year. Our key takeaways is people are really willing to implement the system in their house, and they really like sustainable material. Our competitive advantage lies in our dedication to meeting the customer's unique needs and our made-to-order model, making it very suitable for easy indoor gardening.
Thank you.
Diverse team, and we want to improve the connections that start with a little step in the green direction.
Thank you very much, team. Really well done. Very interesting presentation. Yeah, let's bring the judges so we can listen to the questions.
Thank you for that. I'll jump in if that's okay. Could you talk through the irrigation system in a bit more detail? I think there was some key points at the beginning in terms of the water savings there.
Yes. So most indoor systems, do we have some data on that, team? I will go over the basically you have 1 liter of water to water indoor plants. You take 5 liters of water to water vertical gardens outside, and you take 20 liters of water to irrigate horizontal outdoor kind of garden systems. So our irrigation system uses a wicking system, so it keeps the water, keeps the plants alive by giving water in very small amounts to the soil, but it also keeps the soil just moist enough. So yeah, the plant gets air and it doesn't get oversaturated. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Have you considered hydroponics, so not to have soil, and to close the cradle to cradle loop? How about lighting and using solar for lighting of your wall?
Yeah, that's definitely a potential. We could look into partnering. At this moment, we focused on, really trying to get gardens into the system. And I think the biggest, like I've seen so many YouTube reviews and also asking in our surveys, the biggest problem is like the potential for water damage to the walls. And that's why, and also like connecting it to pipe and water mains. So this is a system you can put like anywhere around your house. And you only have to refill the water like once a month. But if you want a more different system, our thing is about customability, and this we can look into for you. But our main product is definitely a more smaller system that has less water issues, like less issues for water, basically.
Thanks.
Can you use the system for outdoor?
Yeah, vertical modular systems are very prominent outdoors. So the competitors have really done that in the market, but we feel that the gap in the market was that some small renting or small spaces didn't have the ideal or didn't have the space to like have more systems. But yeah, you can put it on the balconies for more light and things like that. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, team. Really good answers to those challenging questions. Really well done.
Thank you.
Now, yeah. Now let's listen to the next team. And this is our last team for today.
All right, we've got Kong. Kong, are you going to be on your own for this one?
Oh, yes.
All right, fantastic. I'll just ask Evelyn if you can turn off your camera. Thank you. All right. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. Look at that. No one else on the screen. You are the king, Kong.
King Kong.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, Kong, you've got control of your slides now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready to start, Kong, just go ahead.
Okay, so this is Farmer Smith, and he was standing at the dry riverbed in New South Wales last year. So drought or water shortage caused dry and wheat shortage, and when the farmer cannot do their job properly, it will threat the food security for the whole city, particularly under the coronavirus and climate change. So we need to find a solution for the water shortage for farmer in our city. And one of the solutions is using silica as a fertilizer. So silica can put the photosynthesis of plant, and it can help the plant to survive under the little or limited water. Silica is abundant in soil, but the problem is it's very hard for the plant to get the silica directly from the soil. And it recently discovered that silica nanoparticle is just silica, but at the nanoscale, it can help the plant get up and absorb easier and can help the plant deal with drought stress. And the idea is come from my PhD research. I'm working on nanomedicine actually, and have spent like almost 4 years working on silica nanomaterials for anti-cancer drug delivery. So my job is use these nanomaterials to deliver to cure the cancer cell. And we recently realized that we can expand this technology from biomedical engineering to agriculture, because we can precisely make the silica nanoparticle as a nanoscale like 1,000 times smaller than human hair. And at that scale, it can be easily absorbed by the plant and help the plant deal with the water shortage. And we begin with the glass waste. So glass waste has 95% of silica. So we collect the glass waste and we use it to make silica nanoparticle. And then the silica nanoparticle used for plant, and we return it to the sand. And people use sand to make glass. So this is the circular economic of our circle. And most of the agrochemical company, they are also focused on the GMO seed. So they change the genetic of the plant to make the plants can survive under drought or very little water. But we are different from them. We don't want to change the genome of the plant. So we make a silicon nanoparticle for the plant to help them survive under this situation. And we make different kinds of silicon nanoparticle, and we have been to the incubator called Spark Lab Cultivates, and they are very interested in the project. They have visited our lab 2 months ago, and it seems like they picked our project for their cohort 2021. And next year for 2022, we are about to commercialize our project. So we have us recycle the silica glass waste, and then we return it to the soil to have farmer, New South Wales farmer combat the drought and climate change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Khan. Really, really well done. So let's go with the judges' questions.
Can I just ask a question? So, for example, so 1 square meter of drought area, how many plants you need to plant, silica plants?
Yeah, so this is something we need to test. So we need to test in the greenhouse first. And then this is the next step we are going to do. So far we didn't know yet. So this is the next step we are going to test.
Okay. And how much water does it keep? How much water does it in terms of absorbing? How much does it do? One plant?
So according to the recent study released that they compare the plant and live in the normal condition of water and live in the condition like 60% of less water. And in this case, they add silicon nanoparticle, and the plant with 60% less water plus silicon nanoparticle can grow normally like the plant under the normal water.
Okay.
There's increasing concern about nanoparticles entering human systems. Have you considered how to test this or warrant that nothing untoward will happen?
Yeah, so silicon nanoparticle has been used for human like more than 50 years ago. We use for drug delivery, and even like we can use a supplement to have for maintain the bone and the skin healthy. So it has been used for human a long time ago. And the other thing is silica that we are using is degradable. So we apply to the soil. This will be degraded. The nanoparticle will be degraded and turned into the soil. So we don't worry about the environment concern or human health concern.
Yeah, do we have any questions from people?
Maybe I'll just come in again. What sort of these plants would survive in what sort of a area? Like what sort of a?
Yeah. So this is dry. So the first one we talk is dry because dries need to live under the water. So dries needs a lot of water. And you might heard that recently Australia, they just announced that we are out of rice by end of 2021 because of drought. So dry is the first target we are targeting now. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Right. Thank you. Thanks.
No worries.
And I guess from my side, in terms of addressing the root cause of the droughts, is there plans for the business to, do anything from an educational communication perspective on that in parallel to obviously the technology that you'd be looking to kind of help on the ground with the current solution? Yeah.
So the drought is the global issue. It's not only just in New South Wales or Australia. It's happening in Thai, and we are Thai is the next target we are looking for.
Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry, the time is over. Thank you very much for your pitch. It was wonderful. And thank you very much for all the teams who have pitched today. I know that it's not easy. I know that it's challenging, but all of you did really, really well. So well done. You should be super proud of yourselves.
So the judges were incredibly impressed by all the pitches, by the collaboration that you display. Even Kong, who is on his own, but that was a good pitch. One of the things that we found interesting was the reliance on apps. You know, obviously we all have these little devices in front of us, and we need apps to survive in this brave new world. But where the winning pitches were different, they placed those apps, or the absence of apps, into a bigger ecosystem. They said, well, these are different things that are layered across what we want to accomplish. And we really liked it where people acknowledged that you have nested problems and therefore nested solutions, and you have different layers of talking about these things. So one of the things that we also considered, and then before I hand over to Pippa, is who's going to win in Washington? Who's going to solve the world's problems with this? And with that anticipation, I'm handing over to my fellow judge, who can go.
Great, thank you, Evelyn. Nancy, how do you want me to proceed through the winners?
Please, let's go with People's Choice first, and then let's.
Yeah, so firstly, again, just to echo Evelyn, I think the concepts were all fabulous. So thank you for spending your weekends to work on all of that. It was incredible to see the level of thinking and detail that's gone into that. So in terms of the People's Choice Award, this is going to You Garden.
Yes, I'm really excited. We're clapping. We're clapping.
Maybe I'm going to just stop share so we can see everyone. There we go. Yay!
Oh, you can't see me.
There
Well
we go.
done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Really well done. We're going to announce all of that, and then at the end we take photos. So please don't leave. Thank you very much. So who've got the second place, Pippa?
And then this was a very close one. Well, they were all very close, to be honest with you. But second place is going to Regen Loop.
Well done. Really well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And therefore, first place, we have decided to award this to C Lab.
Thank you so much.
Well done, everyone.
Well done.
Really well done. You all did so wonderful today. Well, this weekend. It was beautiful. And thank you very much for the judges and all the staff for participating in this hackathon. It's been wonderful to be with you all this weekend. So we're looking forward to see what you have to do, what you're going to do after this hackathon. And again, we're here to support you along the way, along your journey. So yeah, how exciting. Woo! Why don't